Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news story of the morning, a woman was shot at a Raleigh hospital early this morning. What you're seeing right now is a live look from that scene, and you'll have a live report coming up in just minutes.
A manhunt for the person who shot and killed the United Healthcare CEO is nearing 24 hours. The posters plastered around Manhattan this morning as police ask for the public's help to find the shooter.
And our temperatures are not as cold this morning, but I'll show you when the Arctic blast returns.
And hundreds of new jobs are coming to Wake County. The expansion plan for a biotech company in the Triangle. And a lot of new people obviously going to get some jobs when this happens. It's a story that we are tracking here on WRAL News. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Chris Lovingood in for Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us on this Thursday morning. Our WRAL tower is lit. Hope you had fun at the festivities last night. If you went to any of the on-campus celebrations, there it is, all aglow.
Yay! It's so great to see it. And it will be here all the way into the new year. And we will enjoy it as you're driving up and down Western Boulevard or, of course, Rocky Mount Mills or over there in Durham. It's 44 degrees. Now, this time yesterday, our temperatures were down into the 20s. It's all because of the wind. We have a southwest wind at 11 miles per hour. We're looking at temperatures in the 40s in Durham and Raleigh. It does feel like upper 30s in Durham and Raleigh with the wind chill. Feels like 33 in Rocky Mount. Feels like 40 in Fayetteville, and it's 47. So the winds have started to pick up. Those winds will be gusty through the afternoon. We're going to be gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. We're going to see a front that comes through around the middle of the afternoon, and that front is going to drop our temperature. So the warmest temperature we'll see all day will be at lunchtime at 52. Then temperatures begin to drop. I'll show you how many more mornings we have in our forecast in the 20s coming up.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. Breaking news at 4:30. Police are at a Days Inn hotel in Raleigh after a shooting. Within the last 10 minutes, we have learned that a woman was shot and she's currently in the hospital. Let's go ahead and bring in WRAL's Nick Perlin. He is in the breaking news tracker this morning. Nick, tell us a little bit more about this because I believe police are looking for someone specific here.
Yeah, Chris, that's right. And Raleigh police here are still on the Days Inn right on South Wilmington, trying to figure out where that suspected shooter ran off to shortly after this shooting. I do want to get you to some video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. This is from around 2:30 this morning, and you can see here there's an ambulance in the parking lot, and also there are some police officers checking out some of the hotel rooms in the Days Inn. So again, we do know one woman was shot and was taken to the hospital. Now, we're told she is expected to recover, so that is we did get that confirmed from Raleigh police. But at this point in time, yeah, a lot of concern right now about where that suspected shooter is. We're going to stay on top of this, and as soon as Raleigh police get more information confirmed about who that shooter is, we'll be sure to update you. Live in Raleigh, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Hundreds of new jobs are coming to Wake County. In just a few hours, we expect the biotech company Amgen to announce it's expanding in Holly Springs. WRAL's Destiny Patterson joins us live from Research Triangle Park. Destiny, this could bring hundreds of jobs to southern Wake County.
Right, we're expecting an update or more information about that Amgen project here at the North Carolina Biotechnology Center later on this morning. And that announcement is supposed to involve both Wake County and the town of Holly Springs, but it doesn't actually name a specific company just yet. We're going to have to wait for those details. So let me give you a little bit of background on Amgen. Amgen produces medicine to treat cancer and heart disease. The company broke ground on its Holly Springs plant more than 2 years ago. The Triangle, though, is a magnet for life sciences and biotech companies because the area is more affordable compared to other hubs like San Francisco. Holly Springs in particular is attractive because of how close it is to the Triangle and the talent that comes from the area. Just in the last year, Fujifilm Diosynth Biotechnologies and CSL Sequirus have announced expansions there, and we expect to hear more about this announcement here at 8:30 today. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live in RTP.
And today, WRAL is checking for updates at schools that have had heating problems this week. Westlake Elementary in Wake County dismissed students early yesterday because of this. RN Harris Elementary in Durham closed as repairs were made to its heating system. 6 schools in Wilson County had problems this week, including one still having problems. In fact, a parent told WRAL her daughter sat in class without heat for 2 days at Elm City Middle School.
A shooter is still on the run nearly 24 hours after killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk. Images of the shooter are plastered all over the city this morning as police ask for the public's help to find him. We want to warn you, the images we're about to show you are graphic and you may find them upsetting. So surveillance video captured the moment the masked shooter approached Thompson from behind and shot him with a handgun. Police say Thompson was shot at least twice and was pronounced dead at the hospital. They believe the shooter targeted him, waiting for him with a mask and a gun suppressor. Investigators say the shooter took off through an alley, grabbed an e-bike, and rode it into Central Park. Why Thompson was targeted is still unclear.
I'll be watching that story closely. A person is recovering from a shooting at a North Raleigh apartment complex. This happened on Pinhook Lane in the Litchford 315 apartments. That's the video you're seeing here. This was just before 7:30 last night. Police say they responded to a domestic situation and they found a person who was shot. They were taken to the hospital, and investigators say they have detained someone.
Today, investigators are working to determine what caused a fire that destroyed a home in Chatham County. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Crews responded to the home on Leicester Road just before 5 yesterday evening for what was reported as a home explosion. A family member tells WRAL a mother and daughter were home sleeping at the time. A neighbor came and told them to wake up. They were able to run out of the house unharmed. Another neighbor spoke with WRAL about how the community will help the family.
We definitely want to support them, and I know there will be posts that get started that we will rally as a community to come together and meet their needs.
The family is now getting help from other family members in the area.
Today, we'll get a closer look at how North Carolina students are recovering from pandemic learning loss. The State Board of Education will examine the latest data at their meeting today. Remote schooling during the COVID-19 pandemic, it led to a disruption in learning, and that meant learning loss. State standardized test data shows schools have made progress addressing this, but students are still behind in some areas.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Light the tower.
A lighting trifecta. Thank you to everyone who came out to help us ring in the holiday season with our annual WRAL tower lighting. Our team lit the towers last night at Durham's American Tobacco campus, Rocky Mount Mills, and right here in Raleigh at our studio on Western Boulevard. This is the 66th year of the annual tradition in Raleigh. The WRAL TV tower will remain lit through New Year's Eve.
Your time is 4:38 this morning. Pete Hegseth is defending himself as he faces more challenges to his defense secretary nomination.
What you're seeing right now with me is the art of the smear.
Hear more on his response about accusations from former Fox News colleagues claiming he has a drinking problem.
The family of a 7-year-old who died from gun violence is honoring his life this holiday season.
I observed other parents there with their children in and out, and I can only imagine kids not being able to be home with their families.
The foundation in his honor that is helping to provide presents for children this Christmas.
And this is a live look at Durham from the American Tobacco campus. That's, of course, one of the places that we had our tower lightings. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking a cold front. She'll time out when we'll hit another round of frigid air.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:42, and it's not as cold out there this morning. You're going to notice that. You know, your medium-sized coat will do just fine. 43 in Wilson, 44 in Durham, and 47 in Fayetteville. Temperatures will climb into the 50s around lunchtime, and then a front's going to come through, and it will be much colder later this afternoon. The whirligigs are spinning a little bit now, but it will become windy later on today and for tomorrow, too. It is 37 in Lewisburg, 45 in Southern Pines, 42 in South Hill, 45 in Irwin. And that's definitely chilly, but it's not as cold as it was yesterday when our temperatures were in the 20s. Our school day forecast does keep us above freezing as the kids are headed out the door. At lunchtime, 52, but when they're coming home, temperatures will be back into the mid 40s. Coming up, we're going to talk more about our Arctic blast on the way.
Pete Hegseth says he'll keep fighting to win confirmation as defense secretary. NBC News reports sources say President-elect Donald Trump may be considering other candidates. Hegseth says he spoke with Trump, who said he still has his support. The former Fox News host and combat veteran says damaging stories about his background are part of a smear campaign. NBC News has reported the current and former Fox News employees say he drank in ways that concerned them.
First of all, I've never had a drinking problem. But, you know, what do guys do when they come back from war oftentimes? Have some beers.
Hegseth says if he is confirmed as defense secretary, he would stop drinking entirely. Sources say Trump is considering Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for that position.
The billionaire who became the first civilian to walk in space is President-elect Donald Trump's pick to head NASA. Trump named Jared Isaacman for the position. Isaacman is the founder of a credit card processing company. He has also bought a series of space flights from Elon Musk's SpaceX. In September, he was part of the Polaris Dawn crew that tested new spacewalking suits outside the hatch. NASA already relies on SpaceX to get astronauts to and from the International Space Station. Two major golf associations are putting new restrictions on gender identities for players. The U.S. Golf Association and the Ladies Professional Golf Association announced the new rules. They say players in women's tournaments must be assigned female at birth or have transitioned to female prior to going through male puberty. The organizations say the changes are necessary to ensure competitive integrity.
A man convicted of killing the son of a reality TV star and injuring his friend is planning to appeal his conviction. Nathan Jackson was sentenced to 40 years in prison yesterday in Johnston County. A jury convicted him of first-degree murder in the shooting death of Alex Shirley. Shirley's father, Ronnie, starred in the reality TV show Lizard Lake Towing a decade ago. Shirley was shot to death in 2022, and that happened after a balloon release for his friend who died in a crash. His mother says she is relieved and at peace with the judge's sentencing.
It has actually decimated my world. I still say goodnight to an empty bedroom. I text his cell phone. The dogs still go in his room and look for him every day.
In the custody of DAC.
The sentence for a first-degree murder is life without parole. But because Jackson was a juvenile at the time of the crime, the sentencing structure, it's kind of different. This is why he received 40 years before he can be considered for parole.
Airlines are facing scrutiny for making billions of dollars by charging customers junk fees. A bipartisan Senate panel held a hearing on the issue yesterday. The legislators claim the fees raise prices for travels purely to generate extra profit for the air carriers. A recent Senate report found airlines made more than $12 billion in the last 5 years off seat fees alone. The Biden administration has made it a priority to rein in these fees as the TSA reports a record travel day, the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
The town of Carborough is suing Duke Energy. Town leaders claim Duke's reliance on fossil fuels has contributed to rising temperatures, flooding, and storm damage. They say this costs the town millions of dollars to fix roads and manage storm waters. The lawsuit demands Duke Energy pay for damages, but does not require them to change to renewable energy. Town leaders say the money will help Carborough prepare for future climate impacts.
The family of a 7-year-old boy killed by gun violence in Fayetteville will honor his memory in a special way this Christmas. Zion Gibbs died in June after being hit by a stray bullet during a drive-by shooting. Now the foundation, set up in his honor, is partnering with Fayetteville firefighters for a toy drive during the holidays. His mother says this is a way to remember her son and help other families at the same time.
Zion was very giving and very loving, and he had a heart and compassion for kids and other people.
Toys can be dropped off at Station 5 in Fayetteville. That's at 3040 Boone Trail Extension. You can find more information on donations as well as the foundation honoring Gibbs on WRAL.com.
In Granville County, a new art installation will honor veterans in Oxford. This is the first mural in the town. There's a community event scheduled this afternoon for the final unveiling, and you'll find the work at the Tobacco Wood Brewery on Wall Street. It'll be revealed at 4 p.m. And then a reception will happen.
It is 4:47, and you'll notice a difference when you step outside. Maybe we would almost call it balmy, Elizabeth, considering what we had earlier in the week.
Yeah, and it's about to come back. This time of year, we tend to see a big roller coaster ride, and it does feel really pleasant out there right now. A cold front comes through today and drops our temperature. So love seeing our tower all lit up this morning. If you're driving past Western Boulevard, you will see it out here, of course, through the holidays. Our temperature right now, 44, so we are way above freezing. Feeling much milder. Temperatures may drop on into the 30s this morning, but we're also looking at temperatures just remaining above freezing. So nothing terribly cold. Jackets feel great out there. We have dropped to 39 in Roxborough. It's 45 in Southern Pines and in Goldsboro this morning. And our temperatures are anywhere from 18 to 25 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday. We're about to flip that switch as we get into tonight. For today, our winds will be gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. You'll notice that it feels breezy. That'll be true tonight and tomorrow as well. Here comes our front, though. Cold front comes through today, delivering another blast of Arctic air. And we start to feel that later this afternoon. If you're tempted to get outside today, because it is going to be one of the warmer days of the week, note that it'll be warmest right at lunchtime, right at 52. We tend to see the warmest time of day actually at around 3 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, temperatures will have fallen into the 40s. The winds will be kicking up, and we'll be on our way to another cold morning tomorrow at 23, 22 Saturday, 28 on Sunday. So back to those heavy winter coats. This is our wind chill for tomorrow. We're going to start off in the morning with wind chills in the teens. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's going to feel like 15 degrees, and in the afternoon, it will feel like 35. So big changes coming for us again tomorrow. This is a look at the lowest wind chill that we'll see per day. In the afternoon, we may end up seeing the wind chill in the 20s, looking at 14 Saturday, 22 Sunday, 28 on Monday. So very, very cold wind chills in our forecast. That's going to be the big thing over the next few days. So 52 today, but overnight tonight we drop down to 23. We're in the 40s all the way through Saturday. Big changes are coming by the weekend, though. Look at that. We're going to go from 49 Saturday to 60 on Sunday and to nearly 70 on Tuesday. But look at what comes with it. Wet conditions. We definitely need the rain. We'll talk about a switch and our weather pattern and how much rain we may see next week coming up.
That's a trade-off I'm willing to have. A little rain for warmer temperatures, I'll sign up for it. And yes, it is cold, but here's an idea to warm you up. New tropical destinations from RDU. The new nonstop flights coming to the airport soon. That's next.
And preparations for WRAL First Night Raleigh will get underway in just a few hours. The plan to clean up the Acorn before New Year's Eve. An iconic superhero celebrating an anniversary with a charity auction of some special movie memorabilia. David Daniel takes a look in today's Hollywood Minute.
Batman is undeniably one of the most iconic superheroes of all time. It is a symbol that is instantly recognized around the world.
A bounty of Batman items is on the block to commemorate the Caped Crusader's origin.
The Batman 85th Anniversary Live Auction is in celebration of the 85th anniversary of the character Batman, who debuted in 1939 in Detective Comics.
Prop Store CEO Brandon Allinger says this auction focuses on Batman in the movies and includes some rare items.
Many fans were very excited to see the return of the 1989 Batman in the 2023 film The Flash. We have one of the costumes, the stunt batsuit from that film in this auction. It's the first time it's ever been available.
It's expected to bring between $60,000 and $120,000, as is a batsuit from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This cowl from 2008's The Dark Knight could bring $15,000 to $30,000. Other items include Riddler's outfit from Batman Forever, Two-Face's costume from The Dark Knight, and Harley Quinn costumes from several movies. The auction is Friday on the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank, California. You can see all 85 items and even place a bid at propstore.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The auction benefits, you gotta believe, a group that finds permanent families for young adults, teens, and preteens in foster care. It is fitting, you may remember, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, was an orphan.
That's a good way to help give back. The Raleigh Acorn is getting ready for its time to shine. City workers will move the Acorn this morning from its current home in downtown Raleigh's City Plaza. What you're seeing here is video of it being moved last year. It'll be taken to the home of the creator, David Benson. The 1,200-pound Acorn will be polished ahead of this year's WRAL First Night Raleigh. And remember, you can watch this triangle tradition right here on WRAL on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, We're the city of Oaks, so hence the acorn. With temperatures as cold as they are, you may be considering planning a tropical vacation. That sounds really nice, right? Starting in February, RDU International will offer direct flights to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. It's part of a massive growth spurt at the airport. RDU added 9 of their 14 international destinations in the last 3 years. Flights to both locations are about 3 hours, will cost $129 each way, and they start taking off in February.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now at $579 million. Imagine winning right before Christmas. Now, if you choose the cash option, your take home would be over $276.5 million. The jackpot is up for grabs tomorrow. And don't worry, you can watch the drawing right before WRAL's 11 o'clock newscast.
Fort Liberty welcomes the holiday season with its annual Christmas tree lighting this evening. This is video taken at last year's tree lighting ceremony. Today's ceremony begins at 4 p.m. at the Main Post Chapel. The tree lighting will happen across the street on the Main Post Parade Field. There will be hot cocoa, cookies, and activities for kids, including a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus. The tree lighting is scheduled for 5:50 p.m.
Your time is 4:56. Hundreds of new high-paying jobs are coming to Wake County. We'll tell you which tech company is expanding and where those jobs will be.
And a gunman shoots 2 boys at a California elementary school, why law enforcement thinks he may have targeted the small private school.
And a neglected dog left outside and below freezing temperatures. How an animal welfare organization stepped in to bring Hank to safety.